Broadcasting from the great state of Texas. News and views with a Lone Star perspective. You can sound off during the show by sending Chad a text at 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Or call in at 1-800-687-0790. Now, here's Chad Hasty.
Wait a minute. Chad Hasty's out. It's Steve Evans.
A Monday warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
Good evening, Lubbock, Amarillo, Wichita Falls, Abilene, Midland, Odessa. Probably on a perfect cloudy, overcast day where the frequency bounces. Austin, maybe. Who knows? Dallas. And the millions listening around the world. Welcome to the Chad Hasty Show. Steve Evans hanging out with you. It's Friday. Attention deficit Friday at that, because my brain is fried today. 806-680-2790. Love to hear from you. Anything at all you want to talk about today, we'll give it a try. Oh, man, I tell you, it's just great day yesterday. And I was just thinking about, and we're going to figure out what Nick had in a minute, what they had, what they ate. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get him to tell us. But I was thinking about this. There is nothing quieter than the city of Lubbock on Christmas Day. You know, it's like, especially if you start early in the morning, there's nothing quieter. And I remember a time when nothing opened at all. I mean, when I was growing up, nothing was open. And now it's, people like, oh my God, the supermarket's closing at 7 on Christmas Eve and they're not going to open up? What are we going to do? You're going to be just fine. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be just fine. There's no place to get gas. Well, stuff's open now. It's kind of weird. Like 12 o'clock, restaurants are opening, DoorDash is running, Uber's running, everybody's, noon. You get till noon, and then everybody's running. Now, I do remember that seems like 7-Eleven. Do we have those anymore? They've all sold out, I think. They're something else. You don't see a 7-Eleven. Matter of fact, you can get the old 7-Eleven Big Gulp in a Stripes now. I think they've bought out the Big Gulp brand. Yeah, the 7-Elevens are DKs. I don't even know what that is. And then Stripes has the Big Gulp. The 7-Eleven Big Gulp is now Stripes. And I don't know how long that's been a thing, but I pulled up in front of one the other day to do something. I don't even like going there because their freaking receipts or paper, their gas pumps are always out of receipt paper, Yeah. Oh, yeah. Watch this digression, Nick, because it's going to bounce all over the place. Watch this. Now that I'm thinking about that, there's several of those Stripes I won't even go into because, when I'm driving a company vehicle, got to have the receipt, got to scan it, got to do all the turn in on the expense report, all that using the company card. Well, I go in one day and it's a Stripes in town, and I tell them like, hey, your receipt's out of paper. Like, yeah, we don't fill those. What do you mean you don't fill those? I need the receipt. Well, that gets you to come in and maybe you buy a burrito or something while you're in here. Maybe you'll buy some food, buy some breakfast. I'm not buying anything. Matter of fact, I'm not coming back. I'm going to go somewhere where they've got receipt paper. And if they would figure out how to digitally transmit the receipt to me, like you can just scan your phone or something and boom, the receipt pops into it, would somebody please come up with that? I can pay with my phone. I can scan the little NFID, NFCD, whatever the little transmitter is in it. I can swipe that thing and pay with my phone. Why can't you send me a digital receipt? Then I don't have to worry about it. Then I don't have to lock the truck, go inside. I need a receipt on pump 2, please. I didn't intend to go in there. I wanted something fast. So I tend to go to gas stations that are quick, that have receipt paper. I can get in and out quick. But it seems like people just don't care anymore. They don't wash anything off. They don't, you ever go to a gas station and it's just gross? Like somebody, for some reason, thinks they need to dump their soda out right beside the pump and everything's sticky and the pump's sticky. You have to clean those things once in a while. There are some stations out there that they get the soap and water and all that, and they scrub everything down. It doesn't reek of diesel fuel because somebody let diesel pour all over the concrete. They actually take care of it. You know, I'm really interested in going in and buying a burrito from a place that's got Coke and nasty spilled all over the pump, but they're just gross. You get out and it's like, ugh, I'll go somewhere else. Anyway, got off on that digression. Didn't mean to go that. The receipt thing really strikes a nerve with me, though. Put receipt paper in your printers and your gas pumps, people. It's not that hard to do. I'll keep coming back if I can, you know. I literally have a list of gas stations in town that I know they keep their receipt paper in their printers. And I'll go to those because I don't want to have to go inside. You know, it's what self-service, pay at the pump, all that stuff is there for a reason. Or figure out how to transmit the Nick, you and I need to do that. We need to create some software or something. Hey, you're ready. We're going to get rich. You get you out of this radio business. Something that just, you know, when you get done, would you like to transmit your receipt to your phone? Well, yes, I would. Tap your phone here. Tap. Boom. A receipt appears. And you can transmit that on, you know, any picture. You can transmit that on 99% of all the expense account reporting systems that are out there, including the one I use. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, even though I don't remember exactly what I was talking about, but you think about when I was growing up, everything was closed. Matter of fact, I remember down in Kingsland, Texas, when I was growing up, and this had to be late 70s, very early 80s, they had Wynn's supermarkets in the grocery stores down there, and they still had the blue laws where cleaning supplies and stuff like that were roped off on Sunday. You couldn't buy them. You couldn't buy mops. You couldn't buy dish soap. You couldn't buy any of that stuff on Sunday. You could only buy food, nothing to work with. And I remember seeing that in my lifetime, not that long ago. And then I remembered, you know, you get up, and it's still this way for a little while. I get up and go outside Christmas morning, 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning still. It's quiet. The city is quiet. You don't even realize how much noise pollution is in the city until you go out. I mean, you can go out even 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's still loud. You get up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and get out. It's quiet, but the city is just still. It's eerie. It's quiet, and then by noon, everything's open. You know, everything except people that care about their employees are opened up. There was plenty of restaurants to choose from. So anyway, interested in how your holiday went, what you got. I got a pretty neat gift. I usually don't get much. I tell my family, don't buy me anything. I prefer to do for others. And, you know, usually, and most of you can relate to that. If there's something that I need, I'll go get it. You know, it's like I'm thinking, well, or maybe it's a want. I want this. I'll wait till Christmas. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and get what I want. So I'm very, very hard to shop for, and even when I do, I'll leave hints sometimes on the refrigerator, things I want. You know, this is on sale. Here's an Amazon link. I have an Amazon wish list that I share with the family once in a while, and still nobody ever buys me what's on my list. So I don't worry about it. But I got a cool gift, and I'm going to drag it out and wait to tell you in the next segment because it might take me a little while to describe. It's not going to take very long at all. It might take me a little while to describe it. And, of course, you know, food is a big deal. That's my favorite part of the holidays is cooking food. I like to cook. And so, again, like Thanksgiving, we did the milk marinated prime rib. It was, and smoked it. I smoked it for, gosh, I think that thing sat out there for about 3.5, 4 hours. I took it to 120 degrees, rested it, cut it into big, nice, thick slabs of prime rib, and they were too thick because everybody ate about half of theirs, and they couldn't eat anymore. But man, it was good, and we caught prime rib on sale for like $6.90 a pound at United. It was the supermarket here in town. Fantastic. So that's going to be my go-to holiday meal now, I think. I don't know if I can go back to turkey now after having that. There's just nothing that tops it. But anyway, interested what you wound up with for your Christmas meal. We're going to find out what Nick had. You can guess during the break. I think we all know. But I don't know. He might surprise us. But I don't know. It's kind of predictable sometimes. But we'll find out what Nick had and more after the break. Let's go ahead and fire off the break. It's the Chad Hasty Show. Steve Evans hanging out with you back in the moment.
The Chad Hasty Show can be heard all over West Texas. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Tune into News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO in Lubbock. News Talk 940 in Amarillo. News Talk 94.7 and 1470 KYYW in Abilene. And in Wichita Falls on News Talk 96.3 and 1290. The Chad Hasty Show. Make it a part of your drive home. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
Anti-lock brakes, automatic lane correction, rear view backup cameras. Of all the many features in vehicles designed to keep you safe, the most effective one is you. There are more big trucks and other vehicles on our roads these days, but you can safely share the road by keeping your eyes off your phone, slowing down, buckling up, and making sure you have plenty of room when passing. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
From the heart of the hub city to the wide open skies of West Texas, KFYO keeps you connected to the stories, the voices, and the conversations that matter most. This is the news and talk of West Texas. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO.
Hi, this is Gordon Deal. Monday on This Morning, America's First News. Texas Democrats are making history. They plan to run a candidate in every state and federal election next year. We'll examine the strategy. Also, more and more companies are trying to drag their introvert employees into the fold. Here are the different strategies they're trying. And the reason for pessimism about our credit card perks next year. Monday on This Morning, America's First News. Weekday mornings at 5 on News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Hey, welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show. 806-680-2790 is a number to text the show. Love to hear from you. And anything you want to talk about on this Friday evening. Christmas behind us, staring down at New Year's. We're with you today, and then we're going to be, Nick and I will be back with you. Let me get the calendar up here so I'll tell you right. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, live show. Then we're going to take New Year's Day off. And back to ring in, well, it'll already be rung in by the time we get in, but back to start up the year of the Chad Hasty Show on Friday. And then Chad back in studio on the 5th. So look forward to that. The New Year's Eve show, we might do something special. Might have a few guests hanging out. There might just be a party. We might have a party and let you listen in. We might send a few people over to Nick so they can hang out with him and make noise, and just a multi-location party right here on the Chad Hasty Show. Who knows what's going to happen? But plan to tune in. So Nick, I know everybody is curious. Everybody wants to know. And I start talking to him. He's got to do all this stuff so he can talk back. So we're just stalling. What did we eat for Christmas? It was grilled chicken, wasn't it?
It was chicken. We did not actually grill. So we had, let's see, what did we do? We did breaded. It was breaded. It was breaded chicken. And some pasta. I forget the pasta, the noodle type, but it was a little long flat noodles. Fettuccine? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, fettuccine.
Delicious. And then we did the homemade Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
Very good. We did cut up zucchini that we baked with Parmesan on it. Fresh grated Parmesan. Delicious. And then what else did we do? Oh, we also had a little side, I guess you could say, that we put in with the pasta. It was a mixture of spinach and mushrooms, which I don't like mushrooms.
I was about to say,
not at all.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but when it's mixed in with other stuff, if it's masked with all the other flavors, which it was, then it was good and it was delicious. And so just a small little nothing crazy.
Awesome.
It was very good.
So the wife is slowly acclimating you to mushrooms. Is what she's doing by hiding them in there a little here, a little
well,
there.
she loves mushrooms. She loves raw mushrooms, whatever it is, any kind. I can't do that. No, the texture, the slimy. It's also just the flavor. I don't know what it is. Never been a fan. But cut it up.
We do a mushroom. It's a portobello, the ones that are about 2 inches, the big ones.
Yeah.
And I've got a cream cheese, bacon, shallot, garlic concoction. We put in those, and then little Parmesan on top and bake them.
Okay.
So you can get a little bit. Now, a mushroom never really gets crisp. I mean, unless you burn it.
Unless you burn it,
exactly. But you can get some pretty firm texture on them, and they're pretty good baked like that. But yeah, I got a daughter who won't touch them.
Yeah,
I mean, she'll eat the filling out of them.
Yeah, you just scoop it, use it as a bowl. Yeah,
she'll swipe the mushroom left.
Yeah. We growing up, in fact, I think my mom still does this. She'll use what are the big mushrooms? The big mushroom caps that you eat. It's not portobello.
Probably portobello.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she'll use those.
You can get the big, like if they do the mushroom burger.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. She'll do
the big portobello.
Yeah. She'll sub out the bread. She'll do that. Of course I never did that. Was always appalled. But still, I mean, yeah. So we growing up, we always had mushrooms. My mom would. She'd always find a way. But if we could help it, if we saw mushrooms on the plate, they're not going to be eaten. They're going to be, you eat everything, you pick around it, and then you end up with a plate full of mushrooms. That was always
and the dog won't eat those.
Oh no.
You're not hiding those.
I mean, it's
fungus. Hide them under the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get that it's, I know it's very healthy for you. Mushrooms are, they're packed with stuff, but I can't do it.
You're not a fun guy? I'm
not a fun guy. I'm a boring guy. No, but it was great.
Did we throw a dessert in there?
No. There was no dessert. That's
probably a wise choice, honestly.
Yeah, well, that's why I said it was just a small. We didn't really didn't go all out. I mean, we got let's see, we got some candy, for Christmas. We got her parents love to they send us stockings with with little stocking stuffers. So you get a little candy. Yeah. We got a little like a Christmas tree Reese's thing. So I mean, we got plenty of sweets.
Little sweets
at home. Yeah, exactly. But no, as far as the main course and all that was it. And then of course I topped it off with a V8 Plus Energy, the greatest. It's not even a soft drink. It's not carbonated.
Have you tried putting vodka in this? I
have not, but it's probably pretty good.
It may be. I don't know. Maybe. Probably like a mock Bloody Mary.
Maybe. I mean, I can't stand. I don't like vodka at all. But I think if you cut it a little bit, I think that be more available. A little
bit with some tomato juice. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, we did the prime rib, and then I've got a potato that I cook. I slice them paper thin, toss them with either duck fat or butter. You can use butter, and then you layer them in a baking dish. You layer them all the way up to you've got, depending on how thin you slice them, you can have 20, 30 layers. You throw them in the oven at 300 for 3 hours. Then you take them out.
300 for 3 hours?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they get really tender. But then you take them out. Oh, it's a 12-hour process. Then you put another pan on top or, whatever you've got, and you just get some cans or whatever out of your pantry and pile it on top so that it puts pressure and it compresses, and you throw it in the fridge and leave it for about 12 hours.
Are these patties?
It's you end up cutting them. You cut them into squares, and then you throw them in and you fry them. And so you get this, they're fully cooked when they go in the fryer, but you get this really nice crispy texture on the outside, nice soft layer. Whoa. But it's a multi-layer potato.
Yeah.
But it's processed. It takes a while, but they're really good. And so I'll either toss them in duck fat and bake them, or I'll toss them in butter and then fry them in duck fat. Mm-hmm. And the duck fat just gives them an amazing flavor. You can do you can serve them with a beef dish. You can put a gravy over the top. You can put a wine sauce. yeah, I mean, they're really versatile.
Yeah.
They're just, I do it for the holidays. It's, I don't know. Sometimes it takes patience.
Yeah.
Last year at Christmas, I had this bright idea that I was going to make croissants from scratch. I've never done that before. I did a lot of baking. I could cook a lot, but croissants, that's a very long process. There's a lot of in the refrigerator and back out and stretching them and folding and rising.
You got to twist them, right? You like kind of fold them in, and
eventually you cut them into a triangle and you roll them up.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't realize the amount of time this was going to take, and I started way too late. And I'm up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, finishing off the last steps before I can put them to bed for the next day. So, yeah, they were, just absolutely fabulous. But, I declared this year that because I'm eating animal, I'm eating carnivore, I'm doing the meat, and everybody else can worry about themselves. But I ended up cooking the whole meal. And we've got a cream cheese pound cake. I almost cut off and brought you some. I was thinking about it. I wondered if Nick was having dessert. But yeah, it's a cream cheese pound cake with a cream cheese icing. So I made one of those. I didn't get to eat it, but hey, that was dessert. So everybody was happy. Everybody had a smile on their face, and they were full. So that's what it's, and there's leftovers. There's plenty of prime rib left. So that'll get turned into a soup or something. All right, enough about food. News and weather's next. We'll move on to something else right here on the Chad Hasty Show. See ya.
The Chad Hasty Show, weekdays 5 to 7 p.m. Sound off during the show by sending Chad a text at 806-680-2790.
To battle is to fight, to struggle, to overcome, and ultimately for the Marine Corps, it means to win. There is no alternative. It's not just a statement of intent. It's a promise to our nation. A promise kept for more than 2 centuries. A promise of the Marines.
Pedal to the metal. Greased lightning. Burn rubber. Make tracks. Full gas. Whatever you call it, it's speeding. And a heavy foot can cost you a heavy fine. Or more. Speeding is a factor in more than 150,000 crashes every year in Texas. Many of them fatal. Slow down, be safe, drive smart, and take it easy. A message from the Texas Department of Transportation.
TSN headlines: 4 people found dead in a Terrell home on Christmas Eve after officers responded to a welfare check. Police there have yet to release any information on the victims or what could have led to their deaths. CPP officers at the Del Rio International Bridge stop a smuggling attempt, confiscating 3 weapons, 9 magazines, nearly 1,400 rounds of ammunition hidden in a passenger van towing a utility trailer headed to Mexico. Police in Houston shot and killed a driver they say pulled a gun on them. Happened early this morning in an apartment complex parking lot. A woman called police, told dispatchers a man crashed into her car. She went outside to check on damage, called them back, described the man and his SUV, and told police he aimed a gun at her. Police say he pulled a gun on them as well. None of the officers hurt in the shooting. Arlington ISD says the classroom cell phone ban is working. That House bill took effect in September, prohibits the use of personal devices, including phones, during the school day. With your Texas News headlines, I'm Barbara Schwartz.
Hurt in a car or truck wreck? Call Frankel & Frankel first. Mark and Scott Frankel, the go-to car and truck wreck attorneys in Texas, have been fighting for your rights for over 25 years. Before becoming personal injury lawyers, they defended insurance companies, so they know all the tricks and tactics insurers use to deny your claim. Trust the experienced, family-owned, and highly awarded Frankel & Frankel to put you first and get the resolution you deserve. And remember, it's a felony for an attorney to reach out to you directly or indirectly via third parties within the first 30 days after an accident. During this period, an attorney may only send a letter. Frankel and Frankel make it easy. From the free consultation to the very first phone call, they handle everything with no out-of-pocket costs. They only get paid when you win. If you or a loved one has been injured, reach out to Frankel and Frankel today at frankelfirm.com. That's FRENKEL firm.com. Principal Office, Dallas.
In Lubbock, South Plains weather forecast on this Friday evening, and temperatures are still very mild most of the evening. The morning lows on Saturday around 48 degrees. Saturday highs around 79 degrees. It's going to be breezy Saturday. And then on Sunday, the temperatures drop in the mid-60s and the wind will be gusty at times. Temperatures dropping into the mid-20s by Monday morning. The weather is brought to you by the Sonic 199 menu. Meteorologist Ron over to Lubbock's official weather station, News Talk KFYO.
Financial news on KFYO.
I'm Frank Miller with Your Money Now. Well, shares of Target climbed today following a Financial Times news report that activist investor Tom's Capital Investment Management is acquiring a significant stake in the big box retailer. The exact amount remains undisclosed, but the move comes following a year where Target's stock dropped 29%. The pressure from activist investors arrives as company veteran Michael Fidelki is set to replace outgoing CEO Brian Cornell in February. Both Target and Tom's Capital have so far declined to comment on the Financial Times report. And tech giant Google finally rolling out a long-requested feature, namely to let users change their Gmail address without losing their data. The option is currently only appearing in Google's Hindi support page, but the update indicates a global rollout may be coming. Under the new policy, the old address becomes an alias. So far, Google has not made any official statements about the feature. On Wall Street, stocks finished out the week on a flat note. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P closing the week little change. That's Your Money Now.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at BFA.com/card FWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter. From picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
Add the KFYO text line to your contacts and voice your opinion during our local shows. 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. News Talk 95.1 and 790. And on the KFYO app.
Empowering West Texas with news that matters. News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM, KFYO.
Don't forget about Chad. Find Chad on social media at Chad Hasty Radio on X and Instagram. It's the Chad Hasty Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show. 806-680-2790. If you'd like to send us a message, let's see what we can get into here. I had one, and I can't find it. I put it right up there at the front, and now it's gone. Oh, goodness, there it is. I must have closed it for some reason. Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know, I really like Governor Sanders. I could get behind Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders for president. I really could. I think she would make a fine president. In the news, she's firing back at a legal group who took issue with her recent move to close state offices today to celebrate Christmas and give employees more time with their families. After issuing a proclamation closing state offices for Christmas, she received a letter from the Freedom from Religion Foundation, a group focused on the separation of church and state, calling for her to reverse her move and claiming it was unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional to close. Like, on whose behalf are they fighting for? The people that get a day off? You know, they'd be like, shut up. Don't say anything. We want to take the day off. Oh, no. We're going to fight for you, so you have to work during Christmas. We don't think that it's a religious holiday. We don't think that you should close. Oh, my goodness. Or the day after. In a response letter obtained by Fox News, Sanders told the Freedom from Religion Foundation, she will do no such thing. You say that my communication as a governor must be neutral on all matters of religion, she wrote. I say that even if I wanted to do that, it would be impossible. Christmas is not simply an end-of-year holiday with broadly observed secular cultural aspects, as your letter states. It's not gifts, trees, and stockings that make this holiday special. Christmas is a celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, and if we are to honor him properly, we should tell his miraculous, world-changing story properly. Sanders went on to call it ironic that she received the letter, claiming I was alienating my non-Christian constituents as I was leaving a menorah lighting celebration with people from all across Arkansas. Sanders wrote, I doubt they would say my administration alienates non-Christians. In fact, many would say the opposite, that only by voicing our own faith and celebrating other faiths can we make our state's diverse religious communities feel safe and heard. Sanders ended the letter by telling them, this idiotic group, that they missed the point of her Christmas proclamation, explaining that it was not to browbeat readers with Christian doctrine, but rather to point to the humility of Christ's birth and to the amazing fact that the King of Kings was not born in a place or temple, but in a humble manger attended only by poor shepherds. Though you may enter this season with bitterness, know that Christ is with you. She's throwing it all back at him. Love it. That he loves you, that he died for your sins, and just the same as he did for mine and everyone else's, the letter concludes. It's a little bit audacious, I think. How dare you close on Friday? I mean, that's what it's all. And I'm sure that there's other groups out there. We just, you know, it's Governor Sanders, so she's going to get some attention. This probably happens all over the place. There's offices out there that can't hang up a Christmas card from a vendor, can't have a tree in the office because they have people of other religions. Let them do whatever it is they do. The idea that if you have to walk by a Christmas tree on your way to work, I'm somehow impeding your ability to work? Am I don't look at it. What if you have someone that has a lifestyle that's possibly against your religion? Now all of a sudden I can't hire that type of person and put them in the cubicle next to you because your religion is against that particular lifestyle? Is that, how far does this go? It doesn't make any sense to me. You're free to, and the argument here is it's not a private business. That's the argument. Private business, really, there may be some states out there that says that you have to cater to all religions or be religiously neutral. I think that's probably more largely an HR type or corporate policy. But their argument here is, well, this is government, and government needs to have a separation of church and state. Not in the Constitution, by the way. It's an idea. It's a policy of the Constitution, if you will. So by closing, that's acknowledging a particular religion. Well, how about all the people that don't celebrate Christmas? You just get an extra holiday. You know, do you not want that? What about the companies that have holiday pay? Do you want to come in and work this day? Well, I don't celebrate Christmas. Great. So you need to come work, and everybody else is going to get the day off. And then if you can explain to me some holiday that you take, you can have that day off and get paid. You don't hear that. You know, I've had people that don't celebrate Christmas that are from other religions I've worked with that tell me, oh, well, during the holidays, we're going to do, what do you mean holidays? You don't celebrate holidays. What do you mean you're taking off? You need to be at work. You don't get to celebrate holidays. You know, you don't get to scream and holler at me and say, I can't have the Christmas tree up in the workplace. I can't hang Christmas cards that have come from customers and vendors on the bulletin board. I can't do anything like that. I've had people take it when I worked in big corporate America. I've had people take exception with me having a Christmas tree on my desk. Can't do that. Don't look at it. The world doesn't revolve around the idea that somehow their religion, is it going to pull you away from your religion? Is it going to lead you to Christ? Good, I'll do it anyway. But the idea that it's somehow going to damage you to see other people practicing their religion or honoring the birth of Christ or something like that, that's going to hurt you. Ask to put, well, guys, we celebrate Christmas over here. We want to celebrate whatever, Idiot's Day or whatever it is you subscribe to. Ask for that. I imagine you would have more HR groups out there compromising, but no, what's happened is so many people have complained largely because they try to accommodate everyone. They try to accommodate everybody, but they get the complaints. They get the Karens of the workplace that want to go down to HR and say, I'm agnostic, atheist, or whatever, don't celebrate Christmas, and I'm offended that I have to walk by a Christmas tree. Okay, so as that stuff starts to happen, then these HR comes down and just says, well, we're just going to ban everything special from everybody. We're not going to celebrate anything. The monthly birthday cake in the break room, well, you don't get to have that either. You just don't get to do anything. Just come to work, make it boring. Create a miserable workplace. That's really conducive to productivity and output. Just do that. Makes a lot of sense. I'm glad Governor Sanders does not have a problem screaming and hollering and exercising her faith. And awesome to those that got to have a day off on Friday. I guarantee you, if you poll the entire Arkansas government that Sarah Huckabee gave off on Friday, none of them have a problem with it. None of them want the Freedom from Religion Foundation to come speak on their behalf. I'm sure they don't. If you know one and you're listening and you're from Arkansas and you're offended, 806-680-2790 or call in at 1-800-687-0790. Love to talk to you. We'll take the break, back to wrap up the hour in just a moment.
The Titan of Texas Talk Radio, The Chad Hasty Show.
Talking with newsmakers and about the issues that matter to you. The Chad Hasty Show, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Chad's show is also digital with the Chad Hasty Show podcast. The Chad Hasty Show podcast can be downloaded on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and the Radio On Demand page on KFYO.com. The Chad Hasty Show, all across Texas during your drive home, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously. The best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Securing America.
Venezuela remains a focus of U.S. foreign policy as strikes against suspected narco-terrorist vessels in the area continue, and the president has spoken more than once about potential land operations in that country. During his recent year-end news conference, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said this about the subject.
Our interest in Venezuela and in the region is the national interest of the United States.
The secretary further explained,
in Venezuela, we have an illegitimate regime that not only does not cooperate with the United States, but openly cooperates with narco-terrorists and others who threaten the national security of our country.
Rubio said that the fact of the matter is the U.S. cannot negotiate and is not going to reach any kind of a peace deal with entities such as MS-13, Tren de Aragua, or other drug cartels. Therefore,
we reserve the right and have the right to utilize every element of national power to defend the national interests of the United States.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Hey, welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show, 806-680-2790. I was thinking about the hot Christmas gifts of the year. You know, is that still a thing where parents fight over it? With internet shopping and Amazon and, you know, you used to see, and I know they still do the big Black Friday deals where people tear the doors down to get the, you know, the $50 TV or whatever they cost now and the fights and all that. But that seems to be more like people that are just trying to get a good deal on a gift, not something in particular. But it used to be like the hottest, most desirable gift. That's whatever. It didn't matter the cost. That's what everybody fought over. Remember the Cabbage Patch Kids? The great Cabbage Patch crisis? I don't even remember what year it was. There was a shortage of these things. Every little girl wanted a Cabbage Patch doll. And people were fighting over those things, buying 2 or 3 of them, selling them for 3 times the price in the parking lot. We used to have, if you remember the one ads, we had like the Thrifty Nickel one ads in Lubbock. You'd see those things for sale. It was a big deal, and that's what all the fights were over about. Not about just the cheap deal, you know, the Walmart putting a pallet of TVs out there for $99, you know, that's people grabbing as many as they can. Nothing like that. It's just trying to get limited quantities of stuff. So I don't know if that's still a thing. 806-680-2790. So it's even hard now. It used to be back when I first started doing radio with Chad, filling in for him. And during Christmas time, we'd look up the hottest gift, and it was always like real definitive. These 5 gifts were the hottest. A lot of times it was the hard to get new PlayStation, or, you know, there was some particular dolls or things like that. But now you kind of look it up, and it's really more about the online retailers telling you what their hottest gifts are, which means that's what they got the most of in their warehouses, their surplus that they're promoting as this is the hot gift, get this. But you just don't see, and maybe it's because I don't watch TV as much, but I don't see the toy commercials advertising a particular toy anymore. And maybe it's that I just don't pay attention. I try to avoid commercials now, but I even remember my kids coming in and telling me about this awesome toy they'd seen on TV. I don't know if that's a thing. Nick, you seen toy commercials? You don't watch a lot of TV either, do you? Yeah, I don't know. I don't see them, and you figure the internet, the way or if you look at YouTube or anything, every 3 minutes you get a dang advertisement for something. You think the new hot toy would be out there. So I don't know. So I got a pretty interesting gift, and the backstory is during the Army-Navy game every year, there are footballs created for both sides. So whenever it's their possession, they play with the footballs that they brought, and when it's Army's possession, they play with their footballs. And so a number of balls are made, and all of them go to the game, but not all of them make it onto the field. And so the company that makes these, you can buy the balls. They're still wrapped in plastic. They didn't come out of the plastic. They didn't make them onto the field. They've got a field hand out there or whatever they're called that, you know, they keep several balls. They pull them out of the box. They check the pressure in them. They put them in onto the field to play. And they don't need that many unless, you know, touchdowns are scored and the player wants to keep the ball or whatever the case is. So they have a number of balls. They go ahead and make a fixed number of balls. They're limited edition, but I was able to, or I got for Christmas, one of the Navy balls that was the same ball they played with, but just this one was there but didn't make it onto the field. So with a neat certificate of authenticity and everything ready to go. Now, I tell you what I'd really like to have is last year if you follow the Army-Navy game, and there's always a big reveal for the jerseys, and I try to get a jersey every year, but last year the Navy had the jersey with the Jolly Rogers on it up on the shoulders, and the Navy ball that I did not get from last year has the Jolly Roger on it. And yes, you start texting. Yes, they're on eBay. You can get them. They're really expensive though. They're hard to find. They're rare. They're really expensive. So kind of neat to get the ball for this year. And things I like to collect. So I've just started that collection in the last few years. Thought, you know what, I'm gonna start commemorating the Army-Navy game and the fact that the Navy continues to beat the Army. And one of these days, I'm going to get to go to a game. I wanted to go this year, but it was tickets it's about like trying to get George Strait tickets in Lubbock. It was tickets were expensive and completely sold out for that game. It's the big game of the year. The other neat toy of the year, if you will, that I did not get, but it was kind of cool. They sold quite a few of them on Amazon. It's a little remote control kit. You build a paper airplane, and there's instructions for different airplanes, and you clip the controls and little motors on it, and you can fly the paper airplane around with your phone. It's really neat. I'm going to wind up with one of these because they're kind of cool. You can fly a little paper airplane around your house with controlling it with your smartphone. So kind of a neat gift. If you got something neat, unusual, love to hear about it. 806-680-2790. And hopefully you didn't go into debt for Christmas like so many people do. We got to get out of this practice, right? I keep saying Christmas, that I hate Christmas because it's just a retail holiday. It's just for the retail establishments to sell things. But I don't know. We need to go back to my family and I. We keep talking about how we're going to go back to homemade gifts, things like that. I don't know if we'll ever get there. We're going to take a quick check of news and weather. This is the Chad Hasty Show on the Texas Town Square Media Network. 806-680-2790 is the number to text the show. 1-800-687-0790. The number to call the show. Anything you want to talk about, Attention Deficit Friday today. I'm Steve Evans hanging out with Nick. Back with hour 2 of the program after news and weather. Stick around.
The Chad Hasty Show, a presentation of Texas Town Square Media Network. The views and opinions expressed during the Chad Hasty Show are not necessarily the views of this station, staff, management, advertisers, or Town Square Media.
If you've missed the Kim Commando Show, you've missed a lot.
When did you get this all done? Give us a call back. Which one actually worked the best? I'm not a betting woman, but, I am the digital goddess. So I'm going to go with the Adobe Podcast Enhance over Andrew's CapCut.
I like my job, so I'm going to agree with you.
America's digital goddess, Kim Commando.
Kim Commando, Saturday afternoons from 2 till 4 on KFYO.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors America's heroes and their families when tragedy strikes, heroes like Scott Abrams. Now, for more than 3 decades, Scott served his community and country as a United States Marine, a New York City police detective, and volunteer firefighter. While he was on his NYPD motorcycle escorting a funeral procession of a 4-year-old child, his life changed in an instant. Scott was hit by a bus, crushing 4 vertebrae in his neck, shattering his leg, and leaving him partially paralyzed. And because of your generosity, Tunnel to Towers was able to honor Scott and his family with a mortgage-free smart home. It's only because of people like you. Scott now has a home that he can move freely in. Now more and more heroes are waiting. They are in need of assistance. Please join us supporting the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. If you can donate $11 a month, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org. The letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
From true crime to exploring cyberspace, Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. 7 nights a week from midnight to 5 on News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
News Talk 95.1, 790 KFYO Lubbock, KFYO.com, a Town Square media station.
It's 6 o'clock in Texas.
States of emergency in New Jersey and parts of New York. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. A powerful winter storm is striking the Northeast, bringing heavy snow and dangerous travel conditions. More than 60 million people will feel the impact during a busy post-Christmas travel weekend.
We're talking a blockbuster snow, upwards of a foot in some cases across upstate New York City, where we could be in the sweet spot of 5 to 8 inches of snow in Central Park. North Jersey out onto Long Island as well. A little further to the south, that's where sleet is going to cut in on our snow totals, but still dangerous travel over the course of this evening as roads become very icy. Snow will be plowable. We have a state of emergency across the state of New Jersey, New York City following suit, along with travel disruptions and delays. Icing threats where we could see power outages, and the weight of that ice hanging across power lines and tree branches could bring them down and make for an added challenge come Saturday morning.
Fox Weather's Jane Menard. On the West Coast, the third and final round of a holiday storm fueled by an atmospheric river arrives in Southern California, bringing the continued threat of flooding and mud and debris flow. 2 police officers in North Carolina are in critical but stable condition after a shootout during a child custody disagreement in Mint Hill near Charlotte. The gunman is dead.
Police say the suspect pulled a gun and started shooting outside a store this morning where the exchange was taking place. Witnesses say they saw 2 officers go inside that store and then one officer lead the other outside with blood on their hands. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And Ukrainian President Zelensky says he will meet with President Trump in Florida Sunday to discuss security guarantees for Ukraine. Axios reports Zelensky's ready to put the peace plan up for a referendum. America's listening to Fox News.
When the sun rises in West Texas, that doesn't just mean another day. It also means another story. From the moment the coffee brews to the first step out the door, KFYO is right there with you. Bringing you breaking news, expert insight, local weather, and real talk. Not just noise, but the news that matters to Lubbock, the South Plains, and the great state of Texas. When you need to be informed, prepared, and just a little more connected to your community, you know where to turn. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO.
Lubbock South Plains weather forecast on this Friday evening, and temperatures are still very mild most of the evening. The morning lows on Saturday around 48 degrees. Saturday highs around 79 degrees. It's going to be breezy Saturday, and then on Sunday the temperatures drop in the mid-60s and the wind will be gusty at times. Temperatures dropping into the mid-20s by Monday morning. The weather is brought to you by the Sonic 199 menu. Meteorologist Ron over to Lubbock's official weather station, News Talk KFYO.
Broadcasting from the great state of Texas, news and views with a Lone Star perspective. You can sound off during the show by sending Chad a text at 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Or call in at 1-800-687-0790. Now, here's Chad Hasty.
Wait a minute. Chad Hasty's out. It's Steve Evans.
Monday warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
Hey, welcome to Hour 2 of the Chad Hasty Show. 806-680-2790. Steve Evans in this evening for Chad. He takes a little hiatus from the radio, a little vacation, a little me time, or whatever he wants to call it. Happy to be with you this evening. Love to hear from you. Attention Deficit Friday. Anything goes kind of shows how we do it. That's how I do it anyway, most days. Oh my goodness! Still talking about gifts. I got to thinking, like, the hot gift used to be, Nick, a long time ago. Radio Shack was where you got your gifts at. They had the cool stuff, but they used to have these electronics project kits, which was it was really neat. It was all kinds of electrical components, resistors, relays, all kinds of stuff, switches, battery, and they had these little springs. And that were right in front of them, and they came with different lengths of wire that the ends were stripped off, and you would pull the spring back and hook the wire in it, and you had a circuit diagram, and you would build a circuit for whatever type of project. You could make a little transistor radio, and you could. There was all kinds of neat stuff. It had a little transmitter in it that could transmit you basically make a little electronic pulse. The funny thing about that was my dad was really he had one of these big reel-to-reel, you remember the reel-to-reel tape players, the big, 6-8 hours of tape. And I'm building this little thing, and it was a little transmitter that would just pretty much make a pop on the radio where you could hear, you were transmitting a pulse. And I'm in there playing with this thing, and he was in there recording, 6 or 7 hours of reel-to-reel tape. Oh, it's like a pain to go back and redo it. And it had pops and snaps all over it. Didn't even realize it until later. And it took a little, like another year before we figured out that's what it was. I'm in there with, with this little transmitter making stuff snap and pop on the radio. But those were the coolest. And started out, you get like the 10 project kit, and then the 40, and then they came out with like 180 project kit. I don't think they even make anything like it anymore. I need to look. I learned a lot early on about electronics. Probably led into got me to the field I'm in today. But they were neat, and you could build all different kinds of stuff. Then they had the old transistor radio kits that you could build a little transistor radio. That stuff was so much fun. We don't have toys like that anymore. Toys that are actually they're fun and they're educational at the same time. We just got garbage toys. Legos. We do Legos at our house. Matter of fact, my adult daughter still likes to put Lego kits together. She does these ones that are very complex but yeah, we've played with those things for years, and the deal now they like to do in this is super glue them together. So if you have a specific kit, like Star Wars junkies, so we've got, all the different Mandalorian helmets and Stormtrooper, all that stuff, but they'll put a little drop of super glue and glue them all together. They're finished. There's no reason to take them apart again. But yeah, so interestingly enough, Nick and I were talking about gifts, and he said he got a dash cam. Very cool. I bought dash cams for both my girls and my wife. We installed 2 of them yesterday. They were recently in a mild fender bender, and I got to thinking anymore. And my daughter was in another one like a week later, in which case the ladies claiming, "Oh, they backed into me, they hit me." No, they didn't. You hit them, kind of deal. She said, well, the dash cam just kind of puts all that to bed. And the neat one, part of these, and I think, Nick, you indicated yours did this too, they go into kind of a power down mode when you park, and they sit kind of idle until they sense motion in the cameras, and then they activate. So if you got these neighborhood prowlers that seem to happen so much, they can catch somebody messing with your car, especially the guy that stole all the trailer balls off of all the trucks at my house.
That's what a story that unfolds. What I really like with mine is it comes with stickers that say basically you are being recorded. This car is recording, like recording in progress. It comes with 2 little sort of like bumper stickers, but I think they're meant to go on your window. I don't know, but that's what I really like.
That is neat.
Exactly, because I know there's that debate of whether you put a sign, even if your cameras don't work, you put a sign that says you're being filmed, or you're on camera. Whether that works or not, whatever. I still like it. I think it's good to see that, because even if someone's thinking about it, whatever, and they're like looking around your car, and then they see it, and then especially if they see the camera, then it's like, whoa, okay, maybe ideally they move on, but still. That's what I like. A little extra deterrence for
that, or they
mine.
smash your window.
That's
and
true.
Get the camera out,
or they just take my car. Yeah, there's only so much you can do with somebody.
Yeah. Oh my God, I got recorded. I'm just going to steal the car. Destroy the evidence.
That's why I think it's mine has so I haven't set mine up yet. I'm so excited though. But it says it has a GPS. So, I'm curious to know if, how in depth it is. As in cause I get the app, I can look at everything on my phone. Will I be able to track where I was? Ideally, right? That's the whole point. You can track where you were.
The video, it geotags the video, so when you play back, it's got the GPS coordinates, especially if you have to prove a wreck site or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have we've got them running. Today we figured out you got to format the SD card. And it does it for you, but you have to do it.
It says manually. I got to manually do that on mine too.
Yeah, and so the setup was really easy. In fact, they're set up. They plugged them in and they just went to work. And I don't know if it's pulling it down off the GPS signal or not, but it set the date and time, and I'm assuming it probably pulled a GPS date and time down, which it can do that, which is great. So it's going to keep the clock straight. But that's you turn on a little Wi-Fi server and you connect your phone directly to it, open up the app, and you've got all the options. But the ones we've got have got a little kind of a wide little display built in the back, and you can set all the features just off the display. You really don't even have to connect to the Wi-Fi. The only thing I would say it's in the much more expensive ones is there are some out there that they consume a little bit more power, but they stay connected to a Wi-Fi. If you pull up in front of your house and they're able to connect to a known Wi-Fi, they upload their video while they're sitting idle. You can create a cloud upload for them, and they upload the video. This is not quite that sophisticated, but you can reach in these and pop the camera off and go in, plug them in USB-C port straight to a computer, pull everything off the SD card, and you can select how many different files, a 1-minute file, 3-minute, 5-minute, and the SD cards and the ones we got are enough for, I think it's enough for 10 days of continuous recording in them if you need it before it starts to override itself. So,
but wouldn't you have to be with these newer or these expensive ones that you're talking about? That's assuming that you will always be parking in a place where you have known connected Wi-Fi, right? So if you're at home, you're good. But if you're going somewhere, maybe you're not connected at work, or maybe, here at the building, maybe the car, if you choose to park, farther away or closer enough, is it close enough where the Wi-Fi is going to reach? Because if not, then I guess what's
the idea is probably you're going to return back to your house at some point, and then it's going to upload everything it's got when it gets back to a known Wi-Fi.
Okay, gotcha.
Some of your a lot of your I know Ford and GM both have them. They've got 5G and LTE radios built into them, and you can actually put you can assign cell service to your vehicle, and it is a Wi-Fi transmit to everyone that's in the vehicle.
Whoa!
I've got it in some of ours. I don't. You can make your phone a hotspot way cheaper than you can get the truck its own cell, its own SIM card and get its own cell service. But we don't do that. But yeah, they're getting pretty dang sophisticated. Isn't it Tesla that's got the cameras that are wrapped all the way around the car? They're always on. And you approach the car, it's recording you. But I'm with you on the decals and I don't know the word I'm looking for, the things that'll the deterrent stickers. It's the same idea that you have with the home security systems. You put the little sticker on every door, just know when you kick this door in that a lot of noise is going to happen and the cops are going to get called.
We the neighbors across the street from us, every single time a car drives by, or if someone walks by, if the mail lady is going by and drops off the mail and then leaves, every single movement, there's a automated voice that says, "Hello, something, you're currently being recorded," and then that's it. And then it says it'll say it maybe twice. It's very
ring camera.
It's very obnoxious because it's every single time. But the more I'm I'm really not bothered by it because I living right next to them, I'm fine with having something like that. you know, especially at nighttime, you know, it just something like that. Yeah, it's annoying, but you know, if someone's creeping around and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, this loud voice is like broadcasting that I'm here. You know, I don't know. I'm not too against it.
That would irritate me eventually. Yeah. But I mean, I've got the motion lights and all that stuff that go on. And anyway, more to come after the break. 806-680-2790. Quick break. We'll be right back with who knows. God, I think there's more to talk about on cameras and surveillance. I got a few more things I want to bring up. So we'll do that after the break. Don't go anywhere.
When I wake up in the morning, see your eyes. Rosanna, never thought that a girl like you would ever.
The Chad Hasty Show can be heard all over West Texas. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Tune into News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO in Lubbock. News Talk 940 in Amarillo. News Talk 94.7 and 1470 KYYW in Abilene. And in Wichita Falls on News Talk 96.3 and 1290. The Chad Hasty Show. Make it a part of your drive home. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
Heads up, Texas.
So you don't hit my car when I'm sitting at a stoplight.
Heads up, Texas.
So I can ride my bike safely.
Heads up, Texas.
So I can make it across the street without getting run over.
Heads up, Texas.
So I don't have to write you a ticket.
Heads up, Texas. Because driving and using your phone is a bad combination. Talk, text, crash. Brought to you by TxDOT.
Tune in to Shooter on the Law with Lubbock lawyer Cole Shooter every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 on KFYO. Have questions about future estate planning that benefits the entire family? How about the ongoing struggle with scammers dealing with cryptocurrency? Find the answers to all your legal questions from a licensed attorney in the state of Texas with Cole Shooter and Shooter on the Law. Saturday mornings at 10 on News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Fox on Tech.
Artificial intelligence is hitting close to home, or at least one company is hoping that will be the case. Less than 5% of contractors are using AI to design and build. One startup in Chicago, Lightspeed in Glenview, Illinois, says it's bringing speed, quality, affordability, and safety to an outdated home building process. The startup says at only a year and a half in, they have the capability to build 70% of a home using their automated technology. Take the framing. The company's CEO says what would typically be maybe a year-long process or more can take up to a week because their robots will work around the clock, unlike humans. By downsizing the team and optimizing design, Lightspeed says it's eliminating excess product that the consumer pays for that would otherwise go to waste. This, as a Goldman Sachs report, says the U.S. is short up to 4 million homes. With Fox on Tech, Kelly Saberi, Fox Business.
This is Clay Travis. Don't forget to catch Buck and me on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Hey, welcome back. 806-6802-790. So Nick and I were talking about security cameras, dash cams, the annoying Ring camera from his neighbor that talks. And you know, the problem is, I was a victim of this too. You have all over town, especially in Lubbock, it's happening in every town, so we're not unique, is they get a carload of kids. And by kids, teenagers, whatever. They're using kids that are under 18 to do a lot of things because they don't, the penalties are a lot less severe. But what they do is they load up in a van or Suburban or something, several, and they pull up on the street, and they all pile out, and they just like locusts go down the street car to car, and they don't break anything. They check for stuff that's unlocked. And if it's unlocked, they open it, they grab what they can grab, and they move on. It's quick. I got hit one night. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I got a knock at the door, and and they had to knock real loud because I don't hear the doors across the house. And so I get up, and maybe the general woke me up. I don't know. The dog woke me up, but it's two police officers. And so I go out and like, what's going on? I'm like, man, do you think your truck got broke into? And so the door was ajar, just, a couple inches. And, they said, look around, see what's missing. Like, I don't know. I don't remember what I had in there, but I had stuff in there that was of a lot more value than what they took. And so, I thought, well, that's odd. Did someone call? He said, no, about, and they actually walked down the street. There was several units out there and there was a whole bunch of stuff. And he's like, is any of this yours? I'm like, well, yeah, several of those things are mine. But still, the things that they brought didn't equal the value of stuff that was in the vehicle that they could have taken. They just didn't know what it was. Like, I had been to the liquor store. I had a fairly expensive bottle of whiskey that I had bought. And I talk about alcohol too much, and I get phone calls. We think you might be a drunkard. No, I haven't even. My diet hadn't let me drink in over a year. Anyway. A pretty expensive bottle of whiskey that Chad Hasty would love to have, and it's still in there. I mean, they should have taken that, and I didn't realize until days later that they had gotten my Apple AirBuds. Those were, because I went looking for them, I thought, oh, well, those were in the truck, and it was before the kind that you could track and lock down. The pair I have now, you can track them. They basically like a moving AirTag. Anyway, I digress. So a couple of doors down, just, street, just, I don't know, 200 or 300 yards over, they had broken into a vehicle. Well, they didn't entered without permission. But anyway, they had opened one and they found keys to the one sitting next to it. So they stole that one and they made it like 3 or 4 blocks and they wrecked it. So they had a telephone pole. So they were young enough. They didn't know how to drive yet. And so that's what got the cops out to the neighborhood. And so they're just going down the street. They're walking. There's several units out there just walking door to door, kind of checking, and they just happened to see my truck open. So filed a report. It won't go anywhere. But the point of all that is this happens a lot. And it happens at times when school's out, when they're on vacation, like right now. All of the receivers, the trailer hitch receivers on every 2-inch trailer ball that I have has disappeared. I was going to go cook for a Christmas party and was going to back up and hook up the smoker and drag it over to this party, and not a 2-inch ball anywhere. Not one on my truck. None of the trucks. Nobody had a 2-inch ball. They'd all been stolen. And so, just nothing. It's weird, of all things to take. I guess they have a little bit of value, but it just inconveniences me. But they'll take anything that's not bolted down. But they don't break anything. They're not breaking in. So I don't know if that changes the charge. If they get caught, they're not breaking and entering. I don't know. It's still robbery, but since it was unlocked, you have some culpability in it. I don't know. I don't know if that changes anything. I didn't ask, but. You see a lot of people you get on the Nextdoor app. I just advise you to stay off of it. There's a bunch of crazy people on that thing. Some of the wildest things I've ever heard. A bunch of narcissistic people on that thing, and neurotic, and a bunch of other adjectives I could name off that are on the Nextdoor app. But it seems like every time you get on there, somebody's throwing a video up there and saying, can you identify this person? No, you can't identify that person. I mean, I've got some state-of-the-art cameras out at my office, and I couldn't identify someone that came up, and if they've got a hoodie on or something that masks them at least a little, you're never going to identify them. You can't really, you can kind of judge height based on something they're standing next to, but you're guessing, and they're in blue jeans and a black hoodie. I mean, that's what, half of the population of Lubbock at any given point, half of the youth population has got on a black hoodie nowadays. How are you going to identify anybody off of that? Now, the dash cam thing, I had somebody make that argument. You can't identify. Oh, no, you can identify that a white vehicle, which is the one that struck you, was in the wrong. Absolutely, because it's gotten so bad and insurance is so expensive. Let me tell you something. If you've got kids at home that are not driving age yet, just get ready. Because my family of 4 with 2 young drivers, our insurance is over $900 a month. So just get ready. And you have one wreck, especially one at-fault wreck that's your fault, or the insurance company determines it's your fault, even when it may not be, that is going to go, I mean, it can double real easy. Because insurance is it's the biggest scam on the planet. And so I recommend you have a dash cam. I mean, I've been thinking about it for a long time, and and my oldest got in a little fender bender, I thought that's it. Everybody's getting dash cams because this very well, even though it wasn't her fault, woman came out of nowhere and hit her. We would have had all that. Would have had all that on the dash cam. It worked out in our favor. But even if it's not your fault and you call and file it on your insurance because their insurance is being a pain, it still goes as a collision. It still impacts it. And so many things. Your credit score impacts your insurance right now. I mean, it's insane. And you can't do anything without insurance. Got to have car insurance. Got to have homeowners insurance. If you don't own a home, you need renter's insurance in case something happens. And that I'm even hearing now, there's renter's insurance that protects the person that owns the home in case you do something stupid like your waterbed breaks when you weren't supposed to have a waterbed on the second floor and you damage something. They can sue you and kick you out. So you've got insurance to protect you. Everybody got to have some coverage. And then health insurance, I'm not even going to get wound up about health insurance because it's just, but we were supposed to fix the affordable health care. Yeah, see, we don't want to go down that road. What we want to do is take a break and look at news and weather and let me get on to something else before I get on a health insurance tirade. Unless that's just what you're after, it could be. But anyway, quick check of news and weather. We'll be right back, 806-680-2790. If you'd like to text some thoughts, I'm Steve Evans hanging out with you this evening. Back in a moment.
Call in to the Chad Hasty Show at 1-800-687-0790. The Chad Hasty Show, broadcasting on the Texas Town Square Media Network.
Do you have kids? Then you know the importance of properly installing their car seats and buckling them up correctly to protect them from injuries. Unfortunately, most parents think their children are safely buckled, but that's not always the case. Visit SaveMeWithASeat.org to easily sign up for a free car seat inspection near you. Keep your kids safe with properly installed car seats and by buckling them up correctly so you can save them with a seat. Brought to you by TxDOT.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
TSN headlines: Houston police shot and killed a man they say pulled a gun on them. It happened early this morning in an apartment complex parking lot. A woman called 911, described the man and his SUV, and told police he had aimed a gun at her. Police say he pointed the gun at them, too, when they arrived. None of the three officers were hurt. The driver was in his 50s. Police say he had multiple weapons in his SUV. 4 people found dead in a Terrell home. It happened Christmas Eve after officers responded to a welfare check. Terrell police say there is no threat to the public. Ascension, Texas hospitals, including Dell's Seton and Dell's Children, may go out of network for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas and Central Texas as of January 1st, which could mean steeper deductibles and higher out-of-pocket costs. Constellation Energy has settled antitrust concerns with the Justice Department in Texas, agreeing to divest several power plants to complete its $26.6 billion acquisition of Calpine. With your Texas news headlines, I'm Barbara Schwartz.
If you've ever listened to the radio or watched TV and thought, how did they do that? Then stop by the Texas Broadcast Museum. Located in downtown Kilgore, you'll find something that's both educational and a lot of fun. You can even try your hand at being a TV newscaster or a weather person. And if it's been a while since you visited, come on back. We're always finding new treasures. Visit the Texas Broadcast Museum, 416 East Main Street in downtown Kilgore, or look for us on the web at texasbroadcastmuseum.org.
Digging without contacting Texas 811 first could cost more than you think. Texas 811 is a free service that helps you avoid damaging underground utilities like electric or gas lines. Every year, accidents happen because someone didn't take a moment to contact 811. Whether installing a fence or working on a construction site, contacting Texas 811 is the law. It's quick, free, and keeps you safe. Visit Texas811.org today for more information. Safe digging starts with one simple step. Make it today.
Your Lubbock South Plains weather forecast on this Friday evening, and temperatures are still very mild most of the evening. The morning lows on Saturday around 48 degrees. Saturday highs around 79 degrees. It's going to be breezy Saturday, and then on Sunday the temperatures drop in the mid-60s and the wind will be gusty at times. Temperatures dropping into the mid-20s by Monday morning. That weather is brought to you by the Sonic 199 menu. Meteorologist run over to Lubbock's official weather station, News Talk KFYO.
Hi, this is Gordon Deal. Monday on This Morning, America's First News. Texas Democrats are making history. They plan to run a candidate in every state and federal election next year. We'll examine the strategy. Also, more and more companies are trying to drag their introvert employees into the fold. Here are the different strategies they're trying, and the reason for pessimism about our credit card perks next year. Monday on This Morning, America's First News. Weekday mornings at 5 on News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Extreme heat is a leading cause of weather-related deaths in the United States. The American Red Cross is urging you to take action to protect yourself and loved ones. Stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water, even if you don't feel thirsty. Aim for a cup of water every hour and avoid sugary, caffeinated, and alcoholic drinks. Check your urine color. Dark yellow means drink more water. Stay cool by spending time in air-conditioned places. If your home is too hot, go to a mall, library, or cooling center, or take cool showers or baths. Wear lightweight, loose-fitting clothes in light colors and avoid strenuous activities when it's hottest outside. Stay connected by checking on others and asking for help. Talk to your doctor if you have a chronic condition or take medicine. And remember, don't leave children or pets in a parked car. Extreme heat is too dangerous to be invisible. Remember, stay hydrated, stay cool, stay connected. To learn more, visit redcross.org/heat check. Sponsored by the American Red Cross.
The news and talk of West Texas. News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
It's the Chad Hasty Show.
Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show, 806-682-790. If you'd like to send a message, Mark in California says, why would you leave your hitch in the receiver? I keep mine in the cab. Prevents theft, saves my shin from hitting the hitch. Well, because that's just not what we do, Mark. West Texas, I move trailers around enough. I don't want to pull it every single time. I end up doing it anyway because I've always got the wrong size. I, move different trailers or something like that. I've always got the wrong size on there. But I keep threatening to get these locking pins where they can't steal them. But the time you buy the locking pin, you can buy another receiver after they've stolen it. So I just can't bring myself to do it. But I need to get the locking pins and lock them on there where they can't take them. It's irritated me enough now this go around that, I don't have a 2-inch ball in the house, and it messed up the whole day because I had to just go ahead and cook at the office and then pack everything up and haul it over there, and I was late and blah, blah, blah. You don't care. But, it's the little things that can have a dramatic effect. Somebody steals a hitch off your truck and it can mess up your whole day just because you don't know it's there. And then you got to go down to the store and you got to go buy another one. And if you don't get the one that's got the ball already on it, you got to go put it in a vise. You got to do all that. It's pain. Who needs to go through all that? I'm making good arguments for why I should take it out and put it in the cab, aren't I, Mark? But I don't. Hey, an interesting deal if in the state of Texas, sorry this doesn't apply to you, Mark, and in July, I didn't know this, if you bought a car in the last couple of years, they would get you a temporary paper tag. And as much as I pay attention to legislation, I missed this one. They would give you a paper tag, and that paper tag was, good for 30, 60 days, whatever they printed the tag out for. And that was kind of your, not a get out of jail free card, but that at least told law enforcement or somebody, this is a newly purchased vehicle. Everything's not going to be set up with it yet, and it's not going to have registration. Anyway, they've changed all that now, and now the dealer puts a set of new plates on it and gives it to you with no registration sticker on it. You get your registration sticker in the mail in 2 or 3 weeks, like, normal if you get new registration. And it's tied to that license plate and away you go. Didn't know that. So just bought a pickup a couple weeks ago down in San Antonio, just met them halfway, picked it up, didn't even think about it, got back, and there's no sticker on it, and it's got brand new tags. And I'm just wondering, do all the law enforcement officers know this yet? Are we going to start getting pulled over with no registration sticker? Probably not. Hopefully if you know, text me, but hopefully if they run those plates, it gives them some information that says this vehicle was just purchased, registration not issued, or something like that, to avoid having to go through being pulled over. Yes, I can prove I just bought it. Yes, I can get out of a ticket. Yeah, I understand all that stuff. But it doesn't keep me from getting pulled over necessarily if I've got an officer that doesn't understand what they're looking at, because they're going to pull you over first, then run the tags more than likely, and then go, well, now I don't have a good reason to pull them up. Now I'm going to go see if I can find them. No, they don't do that, do they? Find a reason to go ahead and give you a ticket. They don't do that, do they? Some do. Some will look for any reason in the world. So I'm not interested in getting pulled over. And so I didn't realize this. So I called the dealership and I go, where's my paper tag at? Well, you don't get a paper tag. You get brand new plates. And so I go look at this, and it is a new thing. If I'd have called our friendly local tax assessor collector, he would have explained all of it to me. I just didn't think to ask, didn't know to ask. But there's some different colored plates and different circumstances that the dealer can issue. But now they're putting the permanent plates on the car, which is kind of cool. They're already on it. You don't have to worry about it. You just got to wait until the sticker comes in and pop the sticker on, and away you go. No problem. But that's changed. And of course, if you don't know, in January, you don't have to get an inspection on your passenger vehicle anymore. You still got to pay for it, but you don't have to get the inspection on it. Was it this January or last January it went into effect? I can't remember. It all runs together. But anyway, nonetheless, it's still in effect. You don't need an inspection sticker. Or an inspection. The inspection stickers have been gone for a long time. Matter of fact, I bet there's my kids certainly don't know what an inspection sticker is. It's been a combined sticker for so long, but you don't have to go get that anymore. They've added that fee for the inspection that they're not doing because they sold it to the other members that were voting on it as no financial impact, no fiscal impact to the state, because we're still going to collect the money. Now you're collecting money for service we're not using. Anyway, I digress. You pay the fee, and it's you just go get your registration, or that's like $1 more. You can just jump online and renew them. Matter of fact, there's an app. I've got an app on the phone. It has all the vehicles that are registered to me. I just flip over, hit the app, and pay and order the stickers. They come in. They remind you 1,000,000 times before they expire that you need to renew your registration. They've made it too easy. Driver's license offices, you can, if you're of a certain age and not on a provisional license and all that good stuff, you can renew your license. I think you have to go in every so many 10, 15, 20 or whatever it is and get a new picture, renew your picture, update it. But they've made things too easy for us, I guess. It's the problem is, and the thing that bothers me is the push, and again, we're off on all kinds of digressions here, but the push to pass what we call motor voter laws. And, the big one is registering people to vote at the DMV, at the license plate, which I just am absolutely against. Furthermore, there's a lot of people out there that even diehard conservatives that want election integrity that get mad when I say this, but I would be absolutely fine if your registration expired every 4 years. I would absolutely be fine if it expired every 2 years and you had to go re-register to vote. It would clean the voter rolls up, purge them every couple of years, even every 4, and go back and re-register to vote. And it takes some effort to go register, and I would be fine with that. It upsets a lot of people, and I don't want to have to be inconvenienced to do that. But it's the same people that'll sit back and armchair it and scream and holler about how we need more election integrity and we need to protect our elections and we've got dead people voting and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, we're going to just get rid of your voter registration every 2 years. How dare you? Don't you dare touch my voter registration. We happen to live in a county that's got vote centers where you can vote anywhere in town. People absolutely love it, but now you're dealing with an electronic system that has to track if you voted or not. See how we get off on these attention deficit digressions? Aren't they great? But going back, we can make things too easy and convenient, but there's always a compromise and a cost because it impacts something else. That's what we got to be careful with. Technology is a great thing, but it creates a lot of problems sometimes. Anyway, let's take the break. Back to wrap up the week. We come back with more Chad Hasty Show.
The Titan of Texas Talk Radio. The Chad Hasty Show.
Talking with newsmakers and about the issues that matter to you. The Chad Hasty Show, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Chad's show is also digital with the Chad Hasty Show podcast. The Chad Hasty Show podcast can be downloaded on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and the Radio On Demand page on KFYO.com. The Chad Hasty Show, all across Texas during your drive home, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
Nick, this is your phone here in the passenger seat. Look at me.
No, I'm driving.
You got a text. It says, "Yo, dude, your friends are fascinating. Let's text them back."
It can wait.
Sports app. Oh, you gotta see this play.
Later.
Hey, you got invited to a party. We need a RSVP now.
Phone, silence yourself.
Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Talk, text, crash. A message from TxDOT.
Bill Cunningham here, the Great American, every Sunday night with guest commentaries, phone calls, and more. We expose political obfuscation, ridiculous immigration policies, and absurd government spending that causes more problems than it solves. The Great American experiment continues as we fight like warrior poets for the soul of this great country of ours. Be part of this action every Sunday night with the Great American, Bill Cunningham.
Bill Cunningham, Sunday nights at 9 on News Talk KFYO.
Drive home with Chad Hasty at 5. Then at 7 p.m., listen to Mark Levin at home on your Alexa device. News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show, 806-680-2790. Get those final thoughts in as we wind up a Friday, an Attention Deficit Friday. We'll be back with you, Nick and I, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then back again on Friday. We're going to say goodbye to you like I get to do every year and wind up on the new year, and then we're going to ride on into 2026. This year has not been as bad for me as previous years. 2025 was a pretty good year. I don't know how 2026 is going to look. It's been tough in business and tough in other things, but the year was actually pretty good. Not so great for school districts. I pulled, not a lot of newsworthy stuff, and I told you we were going to talk about the Posse Comitatus Act today, but we're not going to do that. We'll get to that next week. My thoughts on that. But I did pick up an interesting article that happened to be in the news cycle. Texas school districts across the state move to close campuses. This is an interesting thing that's starting to happen here, and I'm not exactly sure why. I'm not sure that they know exactly why, but many school districts have approved or are considering campus closures amid declining enrollment. The population's increasing. We have more people moving to Texas, but we have declining enrollment. Budget deficits, trends that are prompting Texas independent school districts to evaluate their current structures. Fort Worth voted in May to close at least 16 schools by 2029. June of 26, they're going to close 4. June of 27, 4 more. Let's see, these are elementary learning center, mainly elementary schools. 2028, June, they're going to close 5 more. A 6th grade, I guess they have a dedicated 6th grade school, and then there's 4 elementary schools closing in June. A couple middle schools and an elementary. Frisco decided in October to close middle school. Austin ISD voted to close 10 schools for the 26-27 school year. elementary, middle, elementary, like an academy, Wynn Montessori Academy. Grapevine approved a plan in November to close 2 schools. McKinney's going to close some schools. Spring ISD is going to close some schools. Corpus Christi considering closing 7 schools to address a $27.5 million budget deficit. My goodness. Let's see. They're going to continue community meetings to get feedback, but it's going to be please don't close our schools, and then where's the money going to come from? Don't you tax us? Middle schools and elementary schools there in Corpus Christi, but 7 listed. Fort Bend, and these some smaller communities. Corpus Christi's not a massive community. I'm interested to see how they're going to lose that many. Fort Bend, and the problem is does that mean they consolidate to other facilities? Does that change the student-teacher ratios? Man, that could be a big problem. Fort Bend, looking at 7 schools. They're going to vote on that in March. Grand Prairie ISD, looking at 3 schools. Montessori Academy, another World Language Academy, another elementary school, $17 million. Judson ISD, looking at closing some schools. San Antonio, considering closing an elementary school. Last year, they closed 15 schools. Let's see. San Antonio Independent School District Deputy Superintendent said the school's Texas Education Accountability rating of the 3 consecutive Fs could lead to a district takeover in the future. TEA, something I want to abolish. South Lake Carroll ISD had a proposal to close an intermediate school, a 5th and 6th grade campus. The district dropped from 8,500 students in the school year to 8,000 currently. But where are all the students going? I understand budget issues, but it's not like the revenue's not there. School taxes are still a very, very significant part of your property taxes. And every time that seems like the legislature makes a stride to reduce your property tax by buying down school taxes, everything just continues to go up. Some other entity raises taxes, and they keep going up and up and up. And there's been cries from screaming and hollering, an outcry, public outcry, screaming and hollering for the legislature to find another way to finance public schools. I don't know what that answer is, but where are they going to put the kids? And if enrollment is down, that's an interesting argument. If enrollment is down, where is it going? Are there that many flocking to homeschool? I don't know. And those of you that say you homeschooled during COVID, but yet you stuck your kid on an electronic device so that their public school teacher could sit on a Zoom call with them and teach them, that's not homeschooling. That's not homeschooling. That's public schooling remotely. That's what that is. So you're not all of a sudden a homeschooler, right? You still go to work, have a latchkey. Remember latchkey kids? We were latchkey kids. You still have like a latchkey kid, and you run off to work while they sit in front of a computer and go to school. That's not homeschooling. Very, very different thing. Homeschooling takes a little more effort than that. But I don't know where they're going. So it's interesting. In really some of the areas that are smaller, I mean, in cities that are not a lot bigger, areas not a lot bigger than Lubbock, Texas. Corpus Christi is really interesting to me. While they're losing that many schools, and why are these schools all of a sudden getting so many F ratings, and they're falling below Corpus Christi population of 316,000, just a hair bigger than Lubbock, and maybe not bigger than Lubbock now, as much as it's growing, but I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But what happens if they all close? Maybe they need to get the TEA out of the middle of it. Maybe that's a good idea. Let's get alphabets out of the way of things. And I don't know. You've got a lot of districts that are approving district-wide enrollment, so you can go to any school you want. You can move around. We've got the school choice bill that it's not going to impact enough people that I think it's going to largely impact the school districts yet. if they expand it down the road and it gets much more widespread and much more people, many more are able to take advantage of it, maybe that might drive the enrollment in the public schools up, or the private schools rather, but I don't know. So kind of interesting. It's the most newsworthy thing I could find today. But anyway, I hope you have a good weekend. Enjoyed being with you today. Always do. We'll be back on Monday. You can catch my show on Sunday on KFYO, Reason, Religion, and Reality. Yes, Nick, I forgot the name of it for just a second. But catch that show noon to 2 on KFYO. Those out in the other areas can catch us on the KFYO app or at KFYO.com. Hope you have a good weekend. See you Monday. Later.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Everything is gonna be fine. I'm coming home, baby, now. Expect to see me now anytime. When you're in my arms, I'll be fine.
The Chad Hasty Show, a presentation of Texas Town Square Media Network. The views and opinions expressed during the Chad Hasty Show are not necessarily the views of this station, staff, management, advertisers, or Town Square Media.